Hello there. This is Cheryl Lentz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, talking on Tuesday at 2. I have a lot of fun things to share with you today. I had a request again for what we wanted to see, and what was requested was shaker cards. So that's what we're doing. I have the perfect set. It's in the new catalog, and the new catalog is here. We got it picked up. I have some kind of weird message on here that was like, okay. Hi, Cindy. So I had Jar of Flowers, which is the perfect card for this. I have 2 different cards to do, so I have a lot of things going on today. Last night was my first get together again with my stampers. So we had our hostess club meetings, and he was there. It was so much fun. Thank you all for coming. It was just fun to sit back and laugh and see everybody again and feel a little normal. Hey, Cindy and Chris, hello there. So, okay, they were here last night, and they're here together again. Yay. So good. And I know June and Pam are watching. They watch on YouTube. So if I know, I get to say hi to you. Terry, I think, was going to be watching today. Terry is, again, who requested the shaker cards. Patty, hi. Yay, Patty's in Florida. Patty, we have Florida weather today. It's like, what was it? It's 88 degrees. It's hot and very, very humid here. So we covered up the pool. I'm hoping to kind of collect some of that heat and get our pool heated up for the grandkids. So I have a lot of coloring. I have a new stamp set. We have a new offer that I'm going to talk about at the end for joining up. Really, really, really exciting to join my team and the special that's going on starting June 3rd. June 3rd is when the new catalogs go. Patty, let me know if you want me to ship you a catalog. I have them here now. I'm so excited. We got them spiral bound, and I picked them up, or Sarah picked them up, and I snatched them from her. So, all right, let's get started because I have a lot going on. So I am going to switch the camera around. So you know that when I switch it, I can't see you until if I stand up for something, which I frequently do. But so if anybody's on, and let me know that you're on. I can't see it. I'm not ignoring anybody. I wouldn't do that. But I would, oh, it's 90 there. Okay, so we're about the same. I don't know how the humidity is there, but it's pretty steamy here. So the puppies like it. They like to lay out there for a little while. So they were out enjoying laying poolside with Peter this morning. So, all right, I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to show you the first card, and then we're going to do a stepped up card. So here we go. Let's turn this around, and let's shake it up. Yeah, that's what we want to do. So the girls were here last night, and I had some done, but of course, you know, I never stop at just one. So I'm trying to make it that's a little big. Okay, so I do have my June hostess code. So on June 3rd, when you could order this, I would so appreciate it if you would use this code. Now, if your order is over 150, which is so easy to do, don't use this code, because then I want you to get your individual hostess rewards. So at 150, that's an official party, man. Okay, so here is the first card. Ladies, you didn't see this one last night. Here's the first card that we're going to do. So I'm going to shake it up. See that? Oh, pretty stuff in there. So here we go. So this is the stamp set, Jar of Flowers. You can purchase this stamp set. It comes bundled, which is what you want to do, with this punch. So stamp set, Jar of Flowers. Here's the punch. See that? Oh, jar. Woo, that's bright. Sorry about that. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Blind somebody while I'm doing it. So on this particular card, I did match up and use another stamp set called Comfort and Hope. So I used this one. I wanted to use this little check, and I wanted to use sending you a paper hug, because I thought that's super cute. So the little check goes with our new gingham ribbon. So I thought it sort of mirrored that kind of that thing. that design element. So that's what I did. And then these, my little sequins in here, they carried over. They are the woven thread sequence. So they carried over from the last catalog. However, I have to turn my heater off, I'm warm. I painted the flowers red. I used light and dark real red blends. And then this had more of a coral. So the one we're going to do today, I'm going to put a little more coral. So these were super red, and then I went over it with light coral to get this little highlighted area. Can you see that? Hi, Terry. There we go. So there we go. Okay, let's get started. Let's get this potty started. So this is one of our new, this new stamp. I'm going to show you real quick. When they show this, like here's one and here's the back side, that means this stamp is reversible. So one side you're going to get the outlines and all the lining, and one side you're just going to get this solid look. So same thing up here. They have the outline like the water, and then if you turn it around, you're just going to get a solid stamp. And again with this little element here. You just flip it around, and in the inside, they have it set up. So you just stick it onto the inside so you always know you have your, it's stamped right on the back. So you'll always know you have your stamps in the right place and together. So there we go. All right, let's go. So here is our card. Here's all our little pieces over here. There we go. So I used, on this card, this is the new blue. This is the new in color, 6x6 in colors. We've looked at these before. All the new designs on them. I love that. I love when they come out with the new stuff. So I'm going to we're going to start out in the front of this card. Yeah, I'm going to start out in the front. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece here, and what I did was I took my punch and I put it in here all the way down into the punch, and I just tried to center it. I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, looks good. And then I'm going to punch it here. Ta-da. Okay, so there's that piece. Now I want to use the back side of this stamp. So all you do is I'm going to turn it around so that using this side, I'm going to get this jar. I really kind of wanted the mason jars that are blue, but in the end it just kind of looks like water under there. But I want this whole jar colored in the Seaside Spray. So I turned that around, so this is a flat surface on the front here. And I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to put my ink on here. And then I'm going to stamp off up over here because I didn't want it quite that dark. I have some images, I got some fuzz on there. Let's wipe that off. I don't know where that would come from. Dogs and cats in the house. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again. There we go. That's better. Okay, I'm going to stamp it off. And now this time I'm going to take my jar that I just punched out of here, like that, and I'm just going to put it on top of here. Just like that. I'm going to rub it, turn it over, give it a good press. There we go. Ta-da. My jar is all colored. And I like that it's a little bit mottled like that. So that was just an added bonus. Okay. Now I want to put this interesting background on here. So I am going to take my little checks from the Care and Comfort, what was it called? Comfort and Hope. The Comfort and Hope set. And I'm just going to random stamp on the background on here. I want it lighter, so I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm just going to start stamping. Just here and there, wherever. Random. That's my favorite thing. I know that over here it's going to have all of my flowers. There we go. It can be part way on. Just random. Nothing. There we go. One more little piece there. Okay. And I also stamped along the inside. So as long as I have this out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that inside piece as long as I have my stamp going here. So I'm going to bring that over. Get that out of my way. Okay. And this stamp is interesting. So it's a more solid line on one side and then sort of open on the other. And I want this open side to be going towards the front, the inside of my piece of cardstock here. So I'm just gonna stamp that like that. And it just gives a little more interest to the inside of the card. Okay. Now, I'm gonna move that off to the side for a moment. I'm gonna close up my Seaside spray. So now, here's the other thing that I did. So I didn't want this card to be floating nowhere. So I want to put a bottom on here. But I didn't know exactly where I was going with that. You know, how far up it was going to be. So I just cut a piece. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue this on here, but only gluing along the bottom edge of this designer paper. There we go, a little glue, leaving the opening. I'm going to glue this on because I wanted it to not just be next to it. I wanted it to look like it was behind it a little bit, like it was sitting on the table. And I love this print because I think it looks like fabric, kind of like a denim look. I'm going to cut the little bit here on the side. There we go. Okay, so I have this little opening. What I'm going to do is put my punch back in here. I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to punch that out of there. Ta-da! So I just took this little scoop right out of there so that it would look neat. Okay, now to line up my background, this is going to be bumped up with our special, boy, I'm sorry that I keep moving this. This is going to be bumped up with our, find my words, of their foam adhesive strips. So I'm going to lay this down where I want it to be. I'm not gluing it down yet. I'm just going to lay it down because I want to place this where it's going to be. So I'm going to glue my jar in place. Somebody's sending me messages. I'm going to glue my jar in place here. There. Have a little adhesive. I have this just held in place, and I'm just going to sneak it down here like that. Then I'm going to lift this up. There we go. So now my jar is ready, and when I put this on, it will be lined up perfectly and can hover over the top of it. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't stamp my stems, but I can still do that right now. So the flowers come in. There's 4 different flowers and a set of stems. So I thought that was kind of cool. Very different looking flowers. So I did a couple of them. I did 3 of them. So I'll show you the 3 I have done. And I'm just going to stamp my stems right on top of here. Ta-da! Do you know that you can color, even though this has ink on it, you can color over that with your blends. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my flower on here. This one is the tulip one I used. Okay, I'm inking it up. I'm using Memento ink because that's what we use when we use our blends normally. So here we go. I'm just going to put this on now. Warning, this does have to be fussy cut. We get to punch the jar, but the flowers have to be fussy cut. Not a big deal. There. Okay. As long as I have my black out, I'm going to jump in and put my insides in here too. So then my inside is all done. I'm lining it up with my grid paper because that's what I do. And I love this, sending a paper hug. Everybody needs some hugs lately, right? We're getting back, but not quite back all the way, and there. We'll just set that aside. Okay, now, setting all this up, I'm going to go ahead and put my window sheet on here. So I have, somewhere over here, it's clear, I lost it. I have my window sheet cut so that it covers all the way around my jar, like that. And I'm going to take my adhesive. So this is our mono adhesive, and that's what I usually use for this. In our new catalog, we're going to have a new kind of mono adhesive. So I have not been able to get it yet, but you can bet it will be here in a couple of days. I can order tomorrow, and I will be doing a second day ship so I can get all the stuff ahead of time. So I just glued on my window sheet, so you have that solid. There we go. Okay. Now, let's set this over here, and let's go ahead, I got glitter on there, and color my roses, now, or my tulips. So I really loved I used a lot of colors on here, you guys. So I'm going to start out with the tulips. I'm going to color them a little bit different than I did on mine, because I'm going to start out with the lightest color. So I'm going to put some coral in there. Because my sequins have coral in, I wanted to start out, so I'm using the paintbrush side, and I'm just coloring. I'm staying a little bit away from the edges, only because I'm going to lay a lot of color on here, because I anticipate putting some more, some of the light red and some of the dark red on my tulips. I'm blending colors today. I wanted to use a lot of different ones, and after I looked at it, I was like, oh my goodness sakes. There we go. Now I'm going to go with my light red. I'm going to add a little color in here, a little bit here and there. There. I'm just sort of playing. I mean, I have not done this color combination before, so we're all just sort of starting out new and fresh. Just putting in some color here and there. And then I'm going to go with my dark red and add a little bit more shading in here. So on the lines here, over in the center maybe. Play with these. Play with your colors and see what you can do with them, because there's a lot of, it's kind of strange that you can go over with all the different colors and kind of combine them all. Now I'm going to go back over with my light Calypso Coral, and I'm going to go over the whole thing and just soften the lines. The other thing you can use to soften the lines are, it looks almost like those parrot tulips, is my color lifter. So I'm going to go back with that. I kind of like how that looks. What do you think? It's kind of fun. So I can go with my color lifter and soften up some of these lines. And there we go. I like those parrot tulips. There. What do you think? Is that okay? Does that look okay? We're going to do that. Now I went with my Seaside Spray. So I went with the light Seaside Spray first on all these flowers here. I'm using the Seaside Spray is the blue that we used on the front. There we go. And so I thought I'm going to continue using that. Bring the light blue colors in. And then I used my Highland Heather. No, I used the dark purple posy is what I used. Dark and light. So I'm going to use my light purple posy for all these little flowers. And then I'm going to use the dark in the center of them. So you can do this pretty quickly. You don't have to take all day. Let's see here. Where's some more of these little flowers? I guess that's all of that one. And then I went with my dark purple posy, just in the center. So I'm using the bullet point instead of the bigger one here. There we go. And then I brought in some dark rich razzleberry on these little flowers here. I was having so much fun, like, okay, what color should I have in my garden today? My flower pots here. And this is just kind of, I'm just scribbling, like, I'm not, you're just kind of placing down, because these lines aren't solid, just kind of place down some color here and there. There we go. And on this one I used, for the greenery, I used, oh, that's supposed to be blue. Missed one. Here's my blue. I missed a blue one. Okay, and then I'm going to go with my dark seaside and add a little bit more color in here in the center, around the edges a little bit. There we go. You know, it's almost like you really can't do anything wrong. I mean, they just sort of blend and look kind of cool together. So here's my light shaded spruce, and that's what I'm going to use for my greenery. So I'm just going to do all of it the same. I didn't blend or use a different color with this. I just used the one color. I thought we're already doing enough coloring. I didn't want to, you guys are like, hey, all right, enough with the coloring. Because I'm coloring on the next one too. So, but it's flowers. What are you going to do? Well, I guess you could do one without, but we are not. We are going to color. We're going to color and we're going to like it. Here we go. Let's see here. Find all my little stems. Here's one up here. Okay. Ta-da! There we go. Super fast. Oh, here. I have to color my stems over here. So this, I found that these work best if you go from the bottom up. Because up here, it's so like jammed up. So if I went from the bottom up, I could go from the thickest part of the stem and just go up. There we go. Easier to find my way through the woods here. There. All the way up. That one's coming down. So just kind of quick. And see, so I'm coloring right over my blue, and it's good. This, the light shaded spruce blend is close to the new Just Jade. That's the color of the base of the card. Look at, so that works well together. So while I don't have all the new blends for the new colors, excuse me, there are some that we can put together that will look good. So here's that. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. So what I'm going to do is take my adhesive strips, my foam adhesive strips. I'm going to go around the jar first, okay? What you want to make sure that you do is you want to make sure that when you butt these up together, that they're tight. You don't want any of your sequins running away. And I'm just putting it just slightly away from the outline, the opening here. These you just kind of pull up and put them on here. So up tight against there so my sequins don't leave me. And I'm going to just cut that off. I'm going to cut it off and put it up here. Tight, tight. There. Okay. Because this, to me, is higher than our regular dimensionals, I went ahead and put this on. And also, I want my card to be stable because that dog hair, that's just free of charge. You know, because of it being popped up, and I'm going to move that one over. There we go. Just get rid of it. There we go. I want it to be stable enough so it doesn't bend when you are when you're picking it up and looking at it. There. I'm going to go here. So I have it all over. And I think I'm even going to put, as long as I have this little piece, I'm going to cut this. Not my finger. Did that once. The first show I did, I said, these paper snips are very, very, very sharp. And then I proceeded to cut my finger with the paper snips. Not a good move. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to pull all the strips off here. And just get this prepared before I hover it down on my jar. I'm going to put my sequence on there. Don't forget that. That's an important part if you want it to be a shaker card. Don't forget to put your sequence or whatever you're putting in there. I have the little sequence in there. You could put in little baubles. You could put in, you know, like punched little hearts. Anything like that. Paper, you know, you can put paper stuff. Little swirly things, whatever. Okay, there we go. I think I have all the pieces off. All right, now I'm going to take my sequence. And I'm just going to put a pinch down here. Like that. Maybe a little more. There. It ends up, when you hold it up, it ends up looking like all these are at the bottom of the jar, you know, like little doodads at the bottom of the jar. Okay, come on. You might end up wearing some sequins. Get on there. Okay, there. That's enough. All right, now, I might have to stand up for this one. I'm going to hover over the top. This is going to be my outline, looking at my... There we go. Hello, Karen. Hello, hello, hello. I stood up so I could see you. There. Ta-da! There we go. It's shaking. Okay. Now, we're almost done. We're almost done. I'm going to quick cut these out. It doesn't take long. And this bottom was going to be on here, and I didn't like that. So I put that nice big bow on there, and that worked out perfect. So I'm just going to get this, let's see here, cut out here. I kind of move the paper around, not my scissors so much, back and forth really fast. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. I like the tulips with the Calypso coral in there, and then they'll match my sequence a little better, so that makes me happy. Here we go. Yeah, we had so much fun. It was really nice to see everybody. So Friday, my next hostess set, my Friday night group is going to come this week too, so we went back with a bang. And everybody, you know, I wanted everybody to be comfortable. So if you wanted to wear a mask, that was fine, wearing a mask. If you didn't have to. You know, I had hand sanitizer all over the place, and we were just, it was just nice to have everybody chatting and back doing the things we should be doing. Okay, so I am going to glue this on. So here's my green. Look at how much color I put on there. It came all the way through to the other side. So I'm just gluing that on, not going quite to the edges. And I'm going to put this on right here so that my flower is completely on the card front. And then my little bow is going to cover up this icky part I don't like here. So glue dots. Put your bow on there, your pickup tool, put it in place. Ta-da! And then I sometimes, just to make sure my little wings stay in place, I like to put a glue dot under them. Just hold them there. You know, because when you're pulling it in and out of the envelope and that kind of stuff, I want it solid. Pull that over just a little there. Ta-da! Love it. That's fun. Okay, and this is just going to glue on. So this is the Misty Moonlight onto the jaded, Just Jade cardstock. And I cut it 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, just to have it a little bit different here. And my green glue gives me wiggle room. I can wiggle this around, make sure it's centered. Ta-da! So this lovely ribbon is the Just Jade. There. What do you think? Is that pretty or what? Okay, let's put the inside in. We must layer. So nothing on the front, just no words on the front, just pretty flowers. There we go. This is probably, I would probably put this card in maybe a bubble envelope, or it's a hand, you know, because it's sort of high, especially with the bow on here. It's kind of elevated. So send it in a box with some goodies. There we go. All done. See the difference? A little bit different in the flowers, starting out with the peach, but or the Calypso Coral. I like that. So there you go. That's the first one. What do you think? So fun. There we go. Easy, easy peasy. Okay, so if you want to step it up, the other thing that comes with that stamp set that you can get as an accessory are these little domes. So let's see, you can see that there's a little dome on there. Isn't that cool? So this one, I did this one, and I wasn't happy with this. Okay, this is what bothered me. First of all, I had to figure out how to put ribbon around here because I wanted this popped up and on the top. I got that done. Then after I was all done with it, my glass jar is just kind of like floating. I didn't like that at all. So on the one I'm going to make today, we're going to use that same in the Just Jade, but we're going to put a tablecloth on here. I do have a nice brick background, but just to have it floating on there, that created an issue for me. I didn't like that. So we're going to change that up a bit. So let's get started. So the same thing as far as, here's the little dome. So this dome has a sticky, there's a piece of paper on here that's sticky on this side and it's sticky on this side. So you don't have to worry about putting the foam adhesive strips in there. Okay, this is going to stick to the front of the card and this is going to stick to the base of the card. So you don't have to worry about that. So that's a good thing, right? All right, now let's get started here. I'm going to stamp my flower, I think, just to have that dry. Right on here, I did Memento ink, and this one has the roses, which I thought were so pretty. Here we go. These are kind of big. It's big flowers. So here's this. And again, this is fussy cut. So sorry. It's just a time to relax and fussy cut, right? It's okay. So there's that. And not only did I fussy cut that, I fussy cut my words. So I actually have room on here for that too. So I'm going to put my little words on here. So with this one, so the jar of flowers does not come with any words, right? So I used, it's called a new stamp set that's called Mini Mates. And it has a ton of words. Love it. So lots of fun things. So I'm going to stamp this Just Thinking of You here, because I'm going to end up fussy cutting it out. So there we go. That one's done. Okay, close it up. What's inside? Yeah, let's just go ahead and do all the black. Let's do the Stampin' right away, right? So here is the inside of the card. And on the inside, I put Happy Birthday, colored it in with our blends. And today is all about you. Just thinking of you. Happy birthday. Today's all about you. Okay. So here's my happy birthday in this block letters. There we go. And just today is all about you. That in here. Please be straight, please. Ooh, okay. Ooh, good. I like that. All right. Happy with that. All right, now I am going to stamp, let's see here. I'm gonna punch this out. I'm gonna end up stamping the jar again. So I'm gonna put this up here. Again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it and centering it. Oops, come on, baby. There, like that. Okay. On the jar this time, so last time I had a solid jar, right? I had the flat side on here. This time I want the lines. So I'm just turning my stamp over so that I have the lines on here. I'm going to stamp over this. I'm going to put the stamp on this, the card, the little jar over here, so I can see it better, so it's not white on white. And I'm just going to stamp over the top of that. Just like that. There we go. Take it off. Ta-da, ta-da. And here's my, where did I put my water? Did I bring the water out? No, maybe not. I did not. Okay. So I just want, because there's lines here on the stamp, but there's already lines over here. So I just want the solid stamp. So I'm having that up. And on this time I used Pool Party. So I'm going to bring that out. And I did stamp off on my water. So here we go. Pool Party. I'm going to get a solid stamp. There we go. Lighten it up. By stamping it off. Ta-da! There's my water in my jar. Nifty. Isn't that nifty? Okay. And then, what did I do? Then I stamped my stems. So that's in Memento. There's a lot of little pieces, isn't it? This is going to take me a while. I hope you guys are patient. I couldn't do just one. I had to do more than one. I just couldn't do it. There we go. There's my stems that I used on both of them. Okay. Now, our stamping set aside for a moment. I'm going to put all this over here. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with my jar bottom, right? I'm going to put my paper, my cardstock on here. Whoops. Oh, yeah. I'm going to glue my cardstock on, not going in the center, because I don't want to gum up my punch, of course. So this whole center part I left unglued. And I'm going to glue this over the top. There. I'm going to turn it over, make sure I have it right. There we go. Okay. And then I have that again. So I'm going to clip this one little, shave that off there. And I'm going to go ahead and punch this again where I can see it. And punch that little cardstock out of there, designer paper out. Took a bite out of crime. Okay, but on this one I wanted a textured background, so I'm going to take my embossing folder and I'm just going to put it in like this. And I'm only going to put it up to that line. And then I'm going to run it through. Let me move this over. I'm going to bring my Big Shot over here for just a moment. I have a lot of stuff in the way here today. Okay, there we go. And the rule is that you always want to have the folded portion going to the inside. However, in this time, I have it off to the side. You just don't want to do opposite. You never want this open side to go into the machine because you can snap it. And I've done it, so I know it's true. They're not lying to us. It will break that way. So I'm just making sure that my folder is completely in. Whoops, come on. Otherwise it will eat it up. Okay. There we go. Let's move this out of my way. I love this brick, and I thought it was kind of interesting to add some texture to the card. But I needed to make it so that you could see it better. So I took my gray granite and my little dauber, and so I'm inking this dauber up, okay, and patting it off just a little bit. And over the high points, I'm just slightly rubbing this, really light, okay? Just so you see the brick on there and all the cool accent. And it's gonna look different every time. That's okay. Just like brick is, you know, you got a little bit different. There, ta-da. So it just gives it a little bit of interest and color, and you see the texture of the brick. So that's that. There we go. Okay. So that brings us to this dome. I want ribbon across here. This is going to fit on like this. You're going to tear this paper off. You're going to put it inside like that. So it'll glue on, right? But then I can't get in there. So what I did is I took my tear tape. Just like figure this all out. I took a little tear tape and I ran it along the top of my jar. Like that. I have it crooked, don't I? Pull that off. Come on. There. I just want that to stay. Hold my ribbon there for a minute. I'm going to cut that off. Now, when I did it after I had put the whole thing together, which makes it a little bit more challenging. It wasn't bad, but it was a little more challenging. But I am going to pull this off. And I'm going to pull this other paper off that goes around here, like that. Ta-da. Okay. And I'm trying to leave this. I get so in trouble that I don't ever do the hostess code. So I'm like making a concerted effort to let you see that if you need it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm going to run it along this edge that's sticky and along here. And I'm going to kind of push it down there like that. Cut this off. There we go. And then I'm going to put it in here. I'm just pushing that down and fitting that in there. So now that's glued in. The ribbon is completely inside there, holding on. Cute, right? Is that cute? Okay. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the jar in here, but that's okay. We can do it. We're going to go like this. Otherwise, we'd have a red jar. That would look weird. We're going to color this in, our stems. Right here, again, starting at the bottom, going up. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm so excited. I can't wait to play with this even more. All the first time things are like, oh boy, we could do this and this and this. And then my brain just starts going crazy. I get a little bit nutty about it. It's hard to concentrate on staying on one thing. There we go. Okay. Not a problem. We're going to put glue on here. Little green glue, because that gives me wiggle room, right? We're going to guesstimate this. And I didn't push it down really hard yet, because I'm going to try to move it around just a little bit. Pull this up. So normally, what I should have done was what I did before, where you put while you have the opening, you would put your jar down before I put the dome on, okay? Don't do what I do. Do what I tell you. There. Okay. All right. We're going to get this out. Now this, I showed this when I opened up. This is Flowers for Everything little gems. These are super cute. They're like domed, like little tiny domed gems. And I'm just going to put them down right on top of my jar. This is really high, so they had some that were putting like a potpourri in there and all different things. I'm just using that. I'm going to use my green glue here all the way around. I'm putting a little extra because it's not flat surface, right? I'm going to pull this sticky off of here. And then I'm going to center this right over my little jar. There. Ta-da. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. There. Now my jars, I like that better, that it has a bottom. That really was weird, not having a bottom. I didn't like that. That bothered me. Okay, so our flowers, super fast. We'll color really fast, I promise. I'm going to cut this out. Here's my words. And I just cut around, leaving a little bit of the white following around. This can be any kind of, shape. You don't have to do exactly this, but it just worked out better or easier for me than figuring out a punch because I wanted it on the side of the jar. Okay, so it's sort of an interesting shape. They've got these nice curvy areas for me. Going down, over, and flat straight across here, like that. So how do you line that? You take it and just glue it on a piece of scrap paper. This is Poppy Parade, by the way. I'm a little all over the place here today. Okay, so you just put it on here, like that, and then cut around it. So I left how much I want around it already on the bottom. So I'm just going to curve it and follow it around, leaving a little bit of the red Poppy Parade around it. Cut off that extra so I'm not carrying that with me here. There we go. See how fast this goes? It goes pretty fast. And it just adds a little bit of interest. There. Ta-da. And this is going to get popped up on dimensionals. I'm going to go ahead and put it in place so I have all my little pieces in place so I'm not searching for them on my messy desk because I have a mess here. There we go. And we're going to go just like that. Just thinking of you. Okay. Here's my flowers. So on this one, I used both of my shaded spruce I used a lot of colors. Both of my shaded spruce. I used Flirty Flamingo, and I used Poppy Parade for my roses. So on the big ones, I started out with the light. I'm going to do these big flowers here, right here. I'm going to do these little ones here. I started out with the light Poppy Parade, and I'm using the paintbrush tip, and I'm just kind of going around really fast. I'm only using 2 colors on this one, so I'm not going to worry about staying a little bit further away from the edge. You're going to do that if you're layering up a lot of colors. You want to just leave a little bit away from the edge, so that when it bleeds a little bit, you have somewhere for the ink to go. There we go. And I wanted to shade these flowers differently. So this one with the Poppy Parade, I'm going to go back on it with the dark. I'm going to go around the outside of the petals. So I'm going to go with this with the paintbrush in, and I'm just kind of adding along the outside of all the petals, and in the center, and then again on the outside rim of the petals. So it's a little bit different. On the other one, I'm going to end up doing there we go, the inside of the petals. This one I did the outside of the petals. So I'm going to do opposite with this big one. There. I'm not even going to go over it again with the light. You could, but I'm not going to do that today. So I'm going to go with the light Flirty Flamingo. And I'm just going to color this all in here. Practice, practice, practice with the coloring. Pull up all different colors. Add things that you think wouldn't go, just to see what it looks like. Okay, so now I used the dark Flirty Flamingo. I'm using the bullet point, and I'm going from the bottom of the petals and adding some shading from the bottom. Instead of this one, I went around the outside. This one, I'm just doing the inside of the petals, just to make it look a little bit different. Kind of going around there. There we go. There. So completely different. Outside, inside, kind of fun. And then I did dark mint macaroon for these little, I forget what these little plants are called, but you see those a lot in the floral displays. Kind of rounded, flat leaf. I don't know what they are, but to me, this is what color they are. Mint macaroon. There we go. Mint macaroon. And then I did some dark Highland heather on this one here. Little berries, or I don't know. I just wanted to add another color in. So that was what I chose. And then I had to use the Seaside Spray because that's what my ribbon is. So these little things went Seaside Spray. There. And again, my leaves, I'm going over with the light shaded spruce first. There we go. Really quickly. I know I'm keeping you guys a long time today. I'm sorry. I hope this is okay. Okay, there's my leaves, and then I'm going to go with my dark shaded spruce, and I'm going to go along the outside a little bit more, kind of going around the outside of the leaf and then up the center. So I'm outlining the whole thing. And it just gives it more dimension. Practice, you know, how you want it, but gives it a little more dimension. You can see the lines are pretty definite. I'm going to go with the paintbrush end, and I'm just going to color that in. You can go back and look afterwards because now it looks like it's the same, but when it dries, you'll have that shading in there. Now I'm going to cut this out really quickly. All right, we're almost done, folks. This got long. I always get too involved. So sometimes this happens in class, doesn't it, ladies? I like think, oh, this isn't hard. This won't take any time at all. And it takes a little bit longer than I sometimes remember. When I'm creating, I'm doing one, you know, I'm not thinking about, it doesn't matter if I went out of the lines there because I'm cutting it off. I'm not thinking always about how long this is going to take in class. I'm just creating something that I like. And I get fussy about that. That's why I'm big on the layering, and I like that. To me, that's part of the beauty of it all. And you can do what you want. I mean, that's part of it. Part of the whole thing of making your own card, right? You can customize it. You know, a certain person loves yellow roses, or, you know, pink roses, or, you know, they have a certain, you can do that. You can create a card specifically for, I'm cutting off this extra stuff, you know, something really special that they can't get anywhere else. Think about that. You know, something really special. I know for the grandkids, I try to do special cards for them. I don't always get them all done, but I try to, and I know that they keep them. You know, it's like, what a wonderful keepsake. And I've heard that from a lot of people. You know, that cards that they send people, and then they find out that they have kept them over the years. And what a wonderful thing. Think how much happiness you're giving somebody with a little piece of paper. Just makes a big difference. There we go. I'm almost done here. I know but it's not too bad. I could be cranking if they had cutouts, right? But that's all right. One crank or a little bit of cutting, it's okay. There. Ta-da! All done. All right, we're gonna put this on here. Let me get the base over here. I put that up on dimensionals. If I can find them. Here they are. Hopped it up since the jar was so far up. Felt like, well, we needed to pop up our flowers too, right? And then on some of them, I use the mini dimensionals because they're a little bit smaller, these little alcoves here. Let's see, we're going to put one on the end here and one more over here. Yeah, we'll put it there. We'll put another one over here. I just don't like that they could catch on an envelope when you're pulling it in and out. So I want to make sure that we have all of our bases covered. So here we go. It looks really naked without the flowers in there. Just thinking about you, it would be like, and blank. Okay, I already took the one off of there. Trying to double it up. Haste makes waste. Such a true statement. There we go. Okay, done. Let's fit this on here. Ta-da! It like comes to life. And then I have my little, where did I put my little ribbon? Here it is. So I wanted a little bow off to the side, on the side of this one. So I already tied a little knot. I'm just going to put my glue dot on there. Pick it up. Oops. Just going to push it off to the side here, like that. Like it's all tied on there. Let's see here. Whoop. I can't get my finger in there. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! Now I have to cut that a little bit with my big scissors because I frayed it a bit. I'll just cut it off there. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! And I added one more thing. I added some of our frosted epoxy drops because I thought they match up with the little epoxy shaker gems that we have. So I put a couple of the epoxy spots on here. Let's see if I have some smaller ones. I do. Okay. So I put them up here. I put one over here just to add, and then I put two down here. Let's see. I have another small epoxy one. Well, we're going to put two different sizes on there. Kind of cool little gems in there. We're going to glue it on. We're almost done. Here we go. And again, I cut this at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. This is my Flirty Flamingo. Flirty Flamingo, Poppy Parade, Just Jade, and Seaside Spray. I used a lot of different colors in here. There's the inside. I'm going to take my dark Poppy Parade with the bullet point, and I'm just going to do solid coloring in here with my little words. You could do like an ombre. You could do the top light, bottom dark, or opposite with the different colors. But I've already taken up too much of your time, so we're just going to do a little bit of coloring in with our marker, just one color, and it matches the lining layer that I have on the card. So that's why I went with this, and I thought, well, this is faster than coloring a whole bunch of roses inside. Normally I would maybe stamp the roses along the bottom or off to the side. Ta-da! And instead I just did happy birthday. There we go. Put that on, line it up. There. You have to love somebody to send this card, right? Because it's a little bit of work, but it's so fun and so pretty. I mean, there's things you could not do on it. I wouldn't do it that way, but there. Ta-da! We have it. So here are our cards from today. Share my video and chat with me. And some of these could go out today. This afternoon, that's what I'm doing, is I'm sending out a whole bunch of cards and from the last 2 weeks of talking on Tuesday and follow-up Friday. So here are the cards. Shaker. Get you close up here. Ta-da! All done. So much fun. All right. So that's that. Now, I want to tell you something. This is our new catalog. This is the spiral bound. So my Hostess Club members and my stampers get the spiral bound one just because it's more fun. I can't open it up yet, but you could. So this is the new deal that's coming out June 3rd. When that catalog goes live, you could sign up to be a part of my group, and you get, it costs $99 to sign up. You get $125 worth of product, okay, for that $99. On top of that, you get to pick a free bundle. And I think they start, they go from anywhere from $30-something to $60-something for a bundle. So depending on which bundle you pick, any bundle that's in the new annual catalog is yours free with that $99 sign up. Also, such a great time to sign up during a new catalog, right? it will not be hard to go ahead and hit that $99 to get $125 free plus your bundle. So just a little thing, if you ever think about signing up, I would love to have you join my team. If you want more information, you can get a hold of me, go through Stamping Journey. I think this week or next week, my new website will come out. So I'm working with a wonderful lady designing a new website. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to turn the camera around. Ta-da. It'll be much easier to use. You'll be able to see some of our monkey cut kits and do one-stop shopping. So excited. So thank you. Thank you for joining. Please, please, please share my video. If there's anything, let me know. If there's something you want to see, let me know. I may talk too long. I do that. My hair is crazy today, but I have, my hairdresser said I have a strong growth pattern to the front. So if I just let my hair grow, I'll look like Cousin It. So I'm so sorry about that. It like took on a life of its own today. So thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Stay cool. Stay cool. And we will see you on Follow-Up Friday. I'll have some more cards to show you, probably using this set also. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.